And can you send me?
Guess I'll save you some time. I got more than just one side. These worn out boots and these scarred up knuckles are from too much fun and from too much trouble. I wouldn't blame you if you walked away, but I really hope you'll stay. Cause I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the feelings that I just can't hide. When it comes out at the wrong time, I got a wild side, 10 feet tall and it's double wide. I get the feeling that you just might like to meet my wild side. Words, I put God and family first, but sometimes turning that other cheek, it's just too much for me. I know what you think you see when you're staring right through me. You might get a surprise, cause I've got another side. I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the feelings that I just can't hide. When it comes out at the wrong time, cause I got a wild side, 10 feet tall and it's double wide. I get the feeling that you might like to meet my wild side. Scarred up knuckles are from too much fun and from too much trouble. I know we just met, and you haven't got me quite figured out yet. I guess I'll save you some time. I got more than just one side. These worn out boots and these scarred up knuckles are from too much fun and from too much trouble. I wouldn't blame you if you walked away, but I really hope you'll stay. Cause I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the feelings that I just can't hide. When it comes out at the wrong time, I got a wild side, 10 feet tall and it's double wide. I get the feeling that you just might like to meet my wild side. I heard the preacher's words, I put God and family first, but sometimes turning that other cheek, it's just too much for me. I know what you think you see when you're staring right through me. You might get a surprise, cause I've got another side. I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the
iSNF
when it comes out at the wrong
Cup Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Apologies for looking a little bit rough here early on today. I do apologize for that. We will have everything pristine for next week, but we are here today for round number 13 of the iSNF Cup Series. It is the Sin City 250 here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Frank Marchese. Thank you very much for making us a part of your evening. Alongside me, my broadcast partner, Emily Urias. Emily, it is going to be a fun race here at Las Vegas, getting closer and closer to the playoffs.
Yes, sir. As Vegas is definitely one of those tracks that temperatures can flare.
Absolutely is, and it's going to be a lot of close, fast-paced racing here, and a track that a lot of these drivers will have plenty of practice at because the official series is here at Las Vegas as well this week. So let's take a look really quick at the point standings while the cars go around through qualifying in the background. Here are the standings coming into today. Alexander Arildsson currently leading the points by a good 20 points over Angel Hernandez, Linus Brostrom, Marcus Hagman, Jeff Wimmer. A couple of those drivers that I just named are not here. Some of them have sub-drivers coming into this race. Linus Brostrom being one of those guys who has a substitute. Sure, Emily, Mike might have been off there for that, but as we go through the point standings here, do apologize, trying to get everything working the way it is supposed to, as we are getting ready, winding down towards the playoffs here. A couple of drivers. This is their sixth season here for the iSNF Cup Series here at Las Vegas. One thing we have not seen at this racetrack in the 5 seasons that iSNF has been coming here, no repeat winners. Emily, could this be the first year we see a repeat winner here at this racetrack?
It is always possible, especially at Vegas. There is always, I know Marcus Hagman is fast at this track specifically, and a lot of these drivers are.
So let's get into the race here. Let's get into the grid here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Currently starting on pole, it would appear as though it is going to be there's my screen. Alexander Arildsson will be starting on pole with a time of 29.986. Isaac Wilson will make up the outside of the front row. Joshua Grosso and Cody McCorkle will be in row number 2. Angel Hernandez and Brian Chu will sit in row 3. Jared McCauley and James Bowles in row 4. Jackson Carr and Marcus Hagman will sit in row number 5. Row 6 will go to Jeff Wimmer and Chris Smith. Rhea Ferris and Franz Bretschneider will make up row number 7. Jalen Battle and Rosa Laszlo, in row number 8. Heiko Muller and Jonas Skoglund in row 9. Gabriel Sanchez and Christian Delgado in row 10. William Britton and Charles Robertson III will make up row 11. Harsh Misal and Bob Wyckoff in row number 12. Row 13 we'll see Robert Rowe and Daniel Solo. Lenny Schneebel and Jerry Parker in row number 14. Joey Maines and Shane Posey in row 15. Row 16 will go to Chris Van Menstricht and Shane Griffin. Casey Tomlinson and Michael Gervey will round out this 34-car field that will be getting set to run here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway today. Weather conditions for today's race: we are just past a quarter to 2 p.m. in sim time. 80-degree ambient temperature, 93-degree track temperature. So it's not going to be as hot, Emily, probably as you would expect here at Las Vegas. But we've seen, if you've gone through the official series, that track temperature has fluctuated quite a bit.
Yeah, I actually have not been able to run officials for a while now, but I guess from what you've seen that they have, Vegas is normally hot, but it's not going to be here tonight. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Definitely going to allow a lot of grooves throughout this racetrack, high line, bottom line, midline, and seeing that 3-car wide action.
Yeah, it will be hot. It will not be a scorcher, though, as we get through this race. It's waiting on a couple more drivers here. I believe there's 1 or 2 that we're waiting on before we get rolling. here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Drivers currently locked in the playoffs. Speaking of getting close to the playoffs, Jonas Gunnarsson, who is not here tonight, is currently locked in with 3 wins. Alex Ariltson has 2. He will be starting again on pole tonight. Charles Robertson, Josh Grosso, Joey Maines, Angel Hernandez, Jeff Wimmer all have 1 win, and Jackson Carr has 2 wins. However, he is a part-time driver, so we will see whether or not he will participate in the playoffs, as it looks like Marcus Hagman, who was starting up towards the front, Emily, is electing to start from the pit lane. I would say certainly an interesting strategy, as Emily might be having some iRacing connectivity issues here for the moment, so we will get this. So we'll allow our broadcast partner to get their stuff settled in as we are getting set to go here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Alexander Ariltson in that number 8 RCR entry. Isaac Wilson, part of Legacy Motorsports, on that outside line to make up row number 1. Pace car is coming off, about to go racing here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 134 laps. We are green. Very, very good start from Alexander Ariltson, as Joshua Grosso on that second lane in the number 54, able to make his way up into the second spot. Isaac Wilson down on the bottom now. Official races have been split around this racetrack over the course of the week as to whether or not the outside line is a little bit more superior compared to the inside. And right now, Alexander Ariltson out in front, kind of taking the middle, as I believe we have an accident in the back. We do. There's William Britton in the 6. A lot of damage to the front of that car. The 24 of Daniel Solo there as well. A little bit of right front damage there. Jonas Skoglund beaten up front end of that number 22 Pennzoil Ford. Let's take a look and see what happened here. This would have been going into turn 1. Oh, a couple of cars in front. Couldn't quite see that. Might have been the 31 up in the front that got turned around. And everyone else was just a part of it. Yeah, it was the 31. Take one more look at that. See Heiko Muller in the 31 there on the bottom. Down, oh. Looks like the 31 may have gotten loose on that apron transition. The 4 got into it, as did the 78. There you see all the damage on the 31 just in front here. That's Heiko Muller. Christian Delgado in the 4, also a big part of that. Couple of cars coming down pit road as well. As Alexander Ariltson will hold the race lead. So not too much here. Up at the front has changed. Alexander Arilton, Joshua Grosso, Isaac Wilson, your top three. The 54 and 43 have swapped positions. Cody McCorkle in the 19, Angel Hernandez in the 45. Those two holding station as we're getting set to go back to green flag racing here. Emily, how's everything coming along?
Losing my mind is what's happening.
Well, that would make all of us, I think. It's the three of Jackson Carr swinging off to the inside a little bit. Again, Carr in here tonight racing for Linus Brostrom. One of several subs here in the field tonight. James Bowles subbing for Emily Fegrell. As we are getting set to go racing, green flag is back in the air. We're running again here at Las Vegas. Another great start for Alex Arilton as Joshua Grosso on that outside. Not quite making it stick, I'm sure, the way he would want to. Now he did get the run, though, coming off of that high line. Swing past Isaac Wilson. Wilson holding strong on that bottom as Angel Hernandez in the 45. Working that outside line as well. Also worth noting, Isaac Wilson, a sub driver in that number 43 for Jack Jagerman, who usually drives that car. As Grosso now takes full possession of that second spot. Jackson Carr down there on that bottom line. Moving up through the field. That bottom line seemed to be the place to be during the official race series. However, the line did tend to move up as the run went on, as Alexander Wilson right now playing both lines, trying to get up to a position where he can start to pull that lead out.
Alrighty, I think I have everything working.
All right. First and second. Go ahead.
Yeah. Alex and Joshua, 54 and 8 car battling there. With the 43 two-wide action, like I mentioned earlier in the race, all the way back to at least 24th position at Vegas. That is very common, especially with the track temperature right now, as continuing battling between first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. I don't feel like it's gonna let up at all, because that's what happened. I know when we were at Charlotte, it was continuous action, and I have a feeling that's what tonight's gonna be.
Yep, and it's looking like as the race is going to fan out a little bit, we are on the longest green flag run of the race, but being 11 laps in, that's kind of a given. James Bowles also subbing in. Again, that's for Emily Fegrell in that number 99. But as this run goes on, these cars will start to fan out a little bit, and we'll start to get some of that the tire wear racing, starting to see where who's been saving the tires, who hasn't been, and right now Alexander Arilton, who's been up at the front here for the entirety of this race so far, has held off charge after charge from Isaac Wilson, also Joshua Grosso, who Emily's starting to fall back a little bit.
Yes, sir, as a lot of these cars are just jumbling around as I see 2 monster cars up in top 8, right?
Yep, that's the 54 of Joshua Grosso is the first one on that outside line. Then Angel Hernandez in the 45.
Aren't both of them teammates, if I'm correct, or same
no,
camp?
That would be Gibbs for the 54 and then Trackhouse for the 40 or 2311. So basically teammates.
Basically, yeah. I was about to say, beautiful paint schemes though. Back and forth fighting though between the top 6 drivers. That 45 car is gonna put the bumper to the 99 car, not giving him any space to basically move up that track, and that bottom line can eat up those tires if you keep on running that. And that's what these guys are trying to do, is push these drivers to eat up those tires but also save theirs at the same time.
Riding on board with Angel Hernandez right now in the number 45. A little bit of a wiggle there out of that 99 from in front. That's going to allow the 54 of Grosso to get back to the outside.
As Frank, if I mention stage breaks, we haven't talked about those at all yet, I don't believe.
No, we have not. We've been scrambling from the start with our own issues. Stage breaks, we do have 2 of them. It'll be laps, the end of lap 40 and the end of lap 80 will be our stage breaks here tonight for the 134 laps here at Vegas.
Yes, sir, with 60% race field, so it's definitely going to shake it up with 134 laps we have here tonight. That 60% field is going to allow for those green flag pit stops if they do occur. 4 extra tire changes on here tonight, so I believe they had a 4 or 5. I don't know if that includes the one that they have already on the car or not.
It would be 5 total, so it would be 4 to change.
Okay, I didn't know if it included that or not, but 3 green white checkers. I don't know if Frank, you want to elaborate on what green white checkers are? We'll run through that. Okay.
One of those, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it scenarios. As waiting on someone to try to put a solid enough charge on Alexander Arilton to try to take over this lead. Arilton has been holding firm. He was the fastest car in practice, fastest car in qualifying, and showing that pace, continuing to hold on to this race lead as we work lap 19 of 34. Now, under that first caution, we did have a couple of drivers come into the pits. One of them being Marcus Hagman. He is the highest running of the drivers that are currently have made a pit stop. Most of the drivers that came in under that first caution were cars that were trying to fix crash damage. However, Marcus Hagman took fuel only, running in 18th position right now. Another one who took fuel only under that caution, Jerry Parker. Now, that may not seem like a big advantage to get 3 laps, but if it comes down to a fuel mileage race like it tends to do here at Las Vegas, those 3 extra laps, Emily, could be massive.
100%, especially with these drivers out here. Some of these drivers like to play that long game where they will slow down that extra maybe 5-10 miles per hour to A, save tires, and B, save fuel. And like you mentioned, those extra 3 laps can mean basically a win or lose situation, as that 48 car tags the wall. Something they got to be careful with, because I know I've done it in the past here at Vegas, is if you tap that wall too much, you'll break off that right toe link.
Yeah, it does get to be a problem after a while, as we're taking a look up here at this battle. This is 17th, 18th, and 19th. Marcus Hagman has just passed this trio, starting to work his way back up towards the front. As Rosa Laszlo in that number 77, currently occupying the 18th position. Shane Posey now taking that 18th position away, as Laszlo got really upset coming out at turn 4 of that car. He was lucky to keep control of it. Rhea Ferris also taking advantage.
Yeah, Rhea is actually on a roll here tonight. She is down 6 spots, but I have a feeling, I've known Rhea in the past. She likes to play it slow, as, keep in mind, there is 134 laps in this race. You don't need to win it on the first lap. And I know Rhea has mentioned that to me a couple times. But, 100%, my feeling is Rhea's probably just saving it this time and not too worried about keeping up those positions, as, like you mentioned, stage laps are 40 and 80. So they have 40 laps till that stage, and we are getting close to it, but we still have those laps to get to that.
See on the graphic there down below, Rhea Ferris still looking, searching for that first win in that number 12 Penske car. As there goes the 23 of Michael Gervey around on that bottom line. Relative newcomer to this series, just his 11th start.
Yes, sir. As our biggest mover, I don't want to butcher the name, Lennart Snebel.
I'm seeing Lenny Schneebel, I believe is
Lenny
how that would
Snebel. Okay. Up 21 spot, in 6th place. That is a lot of spots. And what about 26 laps? Up 21 spots. That's almost a position per lap, if not exactly. He is moving and grooving, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The 18-year-old from Eichenheim, Germany.
Oh.
Moving his way up through this field quite nicely in that number 47. Trying to chase down Angel Hernandez as Isaac Wilson trying to keep that second position away from Joshua Grosso. Jackson Carr also starting to put a move on in that number 3. As Carr looking down to that inside line. Carr, at least for the moment, looks as though he will have that third position, and does, but watch the run from the 54. Nope, he's not going to take it. He's going to fall in line.
As still battling though, bumper to bumper, from 1st to 6th place, battling it out. That 3 car is pushing, putting pressure on that number. Ooh, as the 3 car gets pushed up high by the 54 car or 45 car. Tomato, tomato, right?
Yeah, just well, if you're dyslexic
45,
like I am,
54.
it pretty much is.
I totally read that as a 54 car. My bad.
If you're dyslexic like I am, it certainly
I probably am at this
help.
point.
Lenny Schneebel bringing Jalen Battle and Jared McCauley up into this fight as well, as we got an 8-car fight up here at the front, separated by about 1.4 seconds before we start seeing Charles Robertson in the 20. He's moved up quite a bit as well. Robertson plus 13 on the day so far in that Ream Toyota Camry.
Yeah, moving on, I've noticed that the bottom line is currently the dominant line here tonight. Do you think it might go up to that mid-high line, rounding out these 134 laps?
That's
possibly.
From what we've seen, it does appear as though that will be the case, as the line has moved up in the official races, at least from what I've seen. as we are inching closer and closer. 9 laps to go here in this first stage. Only one caution for incident that was back on lap 2. Go ahead.
As the 8 car is still leading this, 31 laps. 24 car coming down pit lane. Looks like has some damage possibly on that right front.
Yeah, that was from that incident on lap 2. Rosa Laszlo has also come down pit road. I believe Laszlo might be done.
Interesting.
Didn't see anything unless he hit the wall somewhere. I'm not seeing anything that would have triggered him to be done. It's now side-by-side battle raging for third between the 45 of Angel Hernandez on the bottom, 54 of Joshua Grosso on top, and now they swap places.
Yeah, as the 2 monster Camrys are fighting back and forth for that position, rolling up on the 43 car, trying to put pressure on him to be able to get that car to move up high where they can duck down low and possibly take that position from them. But they do have a lot of work to be able to get that done. And there he goes, runs underneath, pushes him far into that corner. That is honestly a smart move by the 45 car, I think.
Angel Hernandez up into the second position. Angel Hernandez, winner a couple of weeks ago at the Texas Motor Speedway. His first win of the year, 4th overall with iSNF. Finished finished second 3 times. That's what I was going for. But beyond that, has not finished inside of the top 10, inside of the top 5. Has the win in Texas, second at Pocono, second at Watkins Glen, second in Michigan, and then in his previous races, a best of 9th. So it's been a all or nothing sort of season for Angel Hernandez.
Yes, but here tonight he is showing that he can catch up to the 8 car. 8 car's been leading it for these past 36 laps.
He's had the whole race to himself so far.
But he does have a car in his rear view mirror. That 45 car is showing him, hey, I still have some tires left. I'm about to see if I can make some moves on you. As they're starting to pass some of these lapped cars, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but no challenge these two, as the 45 car is catching that 8 car, in my opinion. Doesn't it look like it?
Yep, that was Jonas Skoglund that's being passed. The biggest part of that second lap incident, still trying to putter around, get some laps, but not only is the 45 starting to catch that 8 car, also running away from that second group, as Joshua Grosso now has gotten past Isaac Wilson for the 3rd position. Just a couple of laps to go here in this stage, working lap 38 of 134. 2 laps to go until stage 1 is in the books.
Crazy to think 40 laps in at Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a fast-paced track, in my opinion, from when I like to run it. Pretty fast-paced. As the 45 car is catching that 8 car, it's definitely going to be a battle for this last lap and seeing if he's going to try to make a move to be able to get those stage points in. But right now, he got those stage points.
Certainly does. Don't want to lose any more than you possibly have to. As final lap here in this first stage, Alexander Arildsson is led from pillar to post. Oh, well, that was the stage. Going to lap 40, not to the end. My apologies there. So Alexander Arildsson will take stage number 1. Angel Hernandez, Joshua Grosso, Isaac Wilson, Jackson Carr, Lenny Schneebel, Jalen Battle, Jared McCauley, Charles Robertson, and Cody McCorkle will all take stage points. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You are watching the iSNF Cup Series from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. About to go back to green flag racing here, lap 45 of 134 here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The iSNF Cup Series round number 13, inching closer and closer to the playoffs. Just 3 more races in the regular season. After we finish here today, green flag back in the air. Alexander Arilson has been out in front the entirety of this race.
Yes, sir, as he pulls a massive gap in between him and that 54 car behind him, showing he still has that speed with those fresh set of tires. Looking, saying, hey, I still have this speed. I'm not going to go out without a fight.
One driver that has moved up through the field quite a bit is that number 5 of Marcus Hagman. Now, you'll only see, Emily, on your end, he's only moved up 1 position from where he started, but remember, that 5 started from the pit lane and then pit under the caution on lap 2. So that 5 has worked his way back up to where he started. He's up into that 8th position right now, battling to the inside of the number 20 of Charles Robertson.
Yeah, no surprise by Marcus Hagman. Every week, day in, day out, Marcus Hagman shows he has what it takes to move that Hendrick Motorsports.com 5 car up to the front of the pack. I've seen him lead easily, going from the very back of the field all the way up to the front, leading and winning a race before. If Marcus Hagman has his mind set to it, he'll get it done.
Shane Posey moving up through the field, the Fitzgerald, Georgia native. In that number 67, 21 positions he has moved up here in this race. So it has been a very, very good run for that number 67, as Cody McCorkle was the last driver to get stage points in the first stage, currently holding on to the 11th spot just outside of Missal in that number 41.
Yes, sir, as that 19 car goes low on that 41 car, trying to make a pass to see if he can get past him as they go side by side coming out of turn 4. Will he get it? Side by side through the front stretch, 41 car gets the lead, but they're still side by side racing for that position.
That outside line will certainly give you momentum off the top, but it's that slide job possibility off the inside is what you have to worry about, as the 11 of Brian Chu starting to fall back a little bit. Started 6th, running up in 9th on that outside line. The 41 of Missal keeping him really from falling back any bit further than he already has.
Yes, sir, as side by side, 19 car making moves, getting past Brian Chu and that number 11 car, working that inside line and making it work as he's chasing down that 20 car. Contention for the lead for the first time here tonight. The 3 car is going to try to make a move on that 8 car on the inside line, showing, hey, I'm here, I'm right next to you, I'm going to get this lap led.
RCR teammates on that out in front of this race. Again, Jackson Carr subbing in for Linus Brostrom in that number 3, sliding up right in front of Joshua Grosso in the 54, making it very, very close coming out of turn 2. So ride on board. There's the nose cam of that number 3 just above the splitter.
And can I
on Joshua Grosso as well there in 3rd.
Can I mention, though, fellow Iowa person, 3 cars also from Iowa.
Yes.
Maybe fellow Iowans gonna win this race, maybe? Maybe, we'll see.
He's won a couple.
I know.
Here this season, winner at Kansas and the winner at Talladega as well, Jackson Carr.
Kansas and Talladega are fun tracks. Same as Las Vegas. They have the speed, they have the multiple grooves that you can run these cars in. To be fair, my favorite tracks in NASCAR currently is Vegas, Fontaine, Rip, and Talladega. Those are my 3 top tracks that I love. I don't know what your 3 favorite tracks are, but those are mine.
I have a couple. I know Twin Ring Motegi I absolutely adore. It's just something about the way that track drives is... Speaking of the way they're driving, Shane Posey on that outside line is really flowing through this field right now. He's up into the top 5, getting around Marcus Hagman on that outside line. Also got past Jalen Battle in that number 1 car through turns 1 and 2.
Up 25 spots. Wow, that's basically isn't that the basically rear end of the field, right?
Yeah, he has been moving here tonight. Started in 30th, up into 5th right now, and Posey not looking like he's taking, not wasting any time as this field has gotten single filed out a lot quicker than it did in the first stage. As Alexander Ariltson now again having to fend off another battle from Jackson Carr.
Yeah, I feel like they're a lot closer than they were last stage. A-Car might be slowing it down a little bit, trying to save a little bit, but oh my god, look in the back, Hornet's Nest, there is, as that 43 car is on the rear end of that 54 car. Whew. That is a Hornet's Nest right there if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, close battling as Shane Posey really pushes up. Posey's going to go around. Ooh. Wow, he saved it.
Ooh, car hard into the wall.
Oh,
there was a car.
Yep,
hard.
The 21 is around now as well.
Ooh, caution, caution, caution out on the Motor Speedway here. Frank, want to take us back and look at that?
Yeah, first we'll take a
replay.
Look at this. We'll take a look at this save here from Shane Posey. I'm stunned he did not spin that car. That's incredible. And then contact, looks like with the 41 and the 47 is what causes the rest of it here.
There was a hard hit by one of these vehicles.
Let's see it. Here's the save one more time. And then there's the 41. Yep, door-to-door contact there.
There's
yep,
the hard hit.
Yeah, that was the 47.
That said, that 47 car was rocking it tonight.
Still might have a chance.
Wow.
Still look and see here. It's the 47 of Lenny Schniebel. Let's ride on board with the 47. Does a great job to stay out, and then just the 41 trying to take advantage of the slower traffic in front of him. And yeah, you can hear that right front suspension no longer attached on that car after that hard hit.
Yeah. As wholesale's pit stops from a lot of people coming down pit lane. Your race leader is coming down pit lane to get some set of tires on that vehicle. Interesting. Is it a set of 4 or just getting four shoes and some Sunoco racing fuel? Looks like. Interesting.
Jackson Carr, winner of the race off of pit road. Jackson Carr only taking 2 tires there, and he will be, as it sits right now, he'll be in 13th position as Joshua Grosso leads the group of cars that did not come down pit road. And again, this caution coming out about halfway through the stage.
Yeah, that's going to allow 54 to get their first lap led. Huh. I'm just trying to think why they pit. Huh. That baffles me. It really does.
Well, halfway through the stage, you'd think it'll keep them from coming into pit during the stage break.
Maybe. Or they might just get top off on fuel in about 20 laps. They'll have...
Save that set of tires because they'll be down. They're down a set now.
They know something we don't, I swear. They always know something we don't, I swear. That's how it always is.
Yeah, it's typically how it goes. as we are 20 laps to go here in the stage. Just shy of halfway through this race. It'll be Joshua Grosso, Jalen Battle, Charles Robertson III, Angel Hernandez, Harsh Misal, Cody McCorkle, Brian Chu, Jeff Wimmer, Robert Rowe, and Shane Posey will be your top 10. Shane Griffin and Jerry Parker round out the field of drivers that did not pit. Now again, Jerry Parker in the number 17. He came in just after the stage with everybody else, but he came in the lap after to top off on fuel, so he does have a fuel advantage on the drivers in front of him, not behind him, though.
But the real question is, will it affect it much?
At one lap, you could have saved a lap that you lost.
Well, think, right? They can make it to that first stage. They can make it to the second stage. The only time they need, I feel like they should conserve fuel, is that last stage. Because that is, what, 40-something plus laps? Actually, what?
Yeah,
44 laps, right?
54.
54, okay.
Well, about 50 because of the pace laps.
Well, yeah. So,
stage.
I'm curious on how many laps they'll be able to go.
We have not seen a full fuel run yet. We did get pretty close. We had the caution on lap 2. And then we went green the rest of the way through the stage. And now we get this caution just a couple laps before halfway through the stage. As Joshua Grosso has elected the inside lane for this restart.
Yes, sir. As pace lights are off of that iRacing.com pace car. Racking, stacking, 2 wide all the way back. Let's get ready to rock and roll. 62 laps will be in the book once we cross that start-finish line. 54 car will have the trigger as we get to that Geico restart zone.
Absolutely. As Grosso leads the field down, gets a very good jump, allows Charles Robertson, to get through. Not quite clear, though, of Jalen Battle.
That was a lot of backup on that restart. That was a lot of cars that I guess the 54 car caught them off guard.
Might have done. Getting used to Alexander Rilson and the way he's starting these races and restarting them. Get a new leader out there, new restart style, as Jalen Battle now ahead of Charles Robertson solely in the second position, as Robertson battling with Angel Hernandez. Hernandez slotting in just between those two Gibbs cars, the 20 and the 19.
Yeah, now with Joshua Grosso out in the lead, I feel like he's going to keep it just because he has that clean air getting onto that car and not having the dirty air from that number 8 car, which possibly would allow him to stay out in that lead a lot longer. But that one car is going to be looking on the inside of him, trying to make a move, really? Yes, he does. New race leader going to be the one car of Jalen Battle. Jalen Battle is a fast driver. I've known in the past and seen it here today, folks. He is a fast driver when he chooses to be. Meaning, when he wants to run fast, he will run that car to its limits and just on that needle of a thread.
Jalen Battle winning just over 10% of his starts here in the iSNF Cup Series. 97 starts, 10 wins to his credit, so he is found victory lane and knows how to do it. Has not yet found victory lane this season. Could today be the day, as that 67 of Shane Posey showing the speed that he showed before sliding down and out of the top 5. Quite literally sliding down and out of the top 5. as Jeff Wimmer in the 2
Oh my God,
getting up there as well.
Almost passing that 45 car. He's making those moves. Can I say the Toyota camp is moving and grooving here, rocking that front half of the field. I see 4 Toyotas just right there.
Toyota's running 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 10th right now. 6 of the top 10 cars are Toyota Camrys.
Hey, all I'm saying is I drive one IRL. Not gonna try to be biased, but
Yeah, they're moving.
Go Camry, right?
Now, one thing that a lot of people don't know with the way iRacing has these cars is each car does handle a little bit differently. They're all spec'd the same, but the way that they handle, it is a little bit different. You have the Chevrolets who are a little bit looser, freer handling, especially on racetracks like this. You have the Mustang that feels like it has a lot more grunt and a lot more power and saves the tires very, very well. And then you have the Toyota that has a little bit of both. It feels a little snug, but once you get into a run, it really comes to life as Charles Robertson looking for the race lead, looking left and right, trying to get around Jalen Battle.
Yes, sir. As the 20 car, new top 3 battles as leaders from the first 2 stages filter out to the back due to the pit stops. One car is getting the laps led in, getting those points in the books. As that 67 car is running the outside line, trying to get wrecking.
It's Angel Hernandez.
Ooh. Looks like Rhea Ferris was involved in that as well. Ooh. Ooh, hard hit.
78 of Bob Wyckoff coming in at the very end there, and you could see the attitude.
I think Angel is done.
Yeah, you can see the attitude of that 45. He is. That's going to take a while to repair at the very least.
Yeah, he's just going straight to his stall. I think he may be done. That is unfortunate to end his night at lap 70. Holy crap, that car is sideways.
Had a lot of time up at the front of the field here tonight. Dave Angel Hernandez right on board with him here. See, gets a little loose.
Ooh.
Not sure if he was caught by the 43 or not, and then just nowhere to go for the 78. Let's see here. Nope, just gets loose on his own. Oh, Alexander Arildson involved in it as well. And that's, for Arildson, that's the risk you take when you pit off cycle with everybody else. You get caught in the middle of the field. You could run into something like that, and Arildson took a very hard hit.
That was a very hard hit.
Let's ride on board here with...
Just no words on that.
Let's ride on board here with Alexander Arildson here in the 8. You'll see the 45 get loose in front, and then what?
Ooh.
Led the entirety of the first stage. Won the first stage. Led the first half of this stage. Came into pit off cycle. And now done.
Yeah. Crazy what can happen in such short of time. You can go from leading the race to being in the hauler and heading home. That's what racing comes down to, is you do got to be careful when pushing that car, that you could cause it to get loose like the 45 car did, and now sadly his car might be done for the night.
Well, he's not done, as there's the 45 of Angel Hernandez spinning, trying to get off a pit road. Arildsen's still on the lead lap. He just got out in front of the pace car, so he should still be on the lead lap. He'll have some position battles as there's the 45 trying to stay on the lead lap, and this is not going to...
I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah.
And that was the slide that we saw off to the side. Again, Rhea Ferris also involved in that. She is coming off of pit road. Daniel
Not
Solo
much
in
damage.
23rd. No,
not much damage. But will it affect the clean air that she might get? I don't know. Will it affect the car? Will it not?
That 12 looks fine, to be perfectly honest. I'm not seeing much damage,
It
if
did
any,
get
at all.
hit. I think it's a little on the right front is what I think. But probably got it beaten out in the pit box, but working on lap 72 out of 134. Looks like we're about to have a 5-lap shootout for this end of stage, I think.
Looks like it's going to be 5 or 6, yeah. Jalen Battle elects the inside line here for this restart. Charles Robertson, Joshua Grosso, Cody McCorkle, your top 4 here in the running order.
Yes, sir. As pace lights are off the pace car, racking them and stacking them. Hopefully, one more time before this stage ends. Hopefully, this is the last time before the stage ends. Look at all those amazing NASCAR vehicles lining up, getting ready to get a restart going. Rhea! No, that is the 2 car.
Yep, that's the 2 of Jeff Wimmer.
Both of them are the same paints.
Yeah, just about.
That made me think that was Rhea for a second. 212 tomato, right? Like the 54-45 car.
Rhea's down in the 21st position as we get set to go. Green flag coming out. Jalen Battle into the restart zone. His first attempt at a restart, and a big bit of tire spin there from Charles Robertson on the outside lane. Stacks the outside lane up. Joshua Grosso heads right on through in the 54, back up to P2.
Yes, sir. As the 54 is going to be contending that number 1 car, working on his outside, trying to make a move, showing him, hey, you still have somebody that's wanting to get in front of you. He's putting pressure on Jalen's back bumper.
I think Jalen Battle trying to force Grosso's hand to the outside. Taking that bottom line away is Grosso now looks to that inside. Battle in the middle of the racetrack. Only a couple laps to go here until the end of the stage. Look at Shane Posey working the wall on the outside.
Not 3 wide. Battling for first, I feel like, right? With the top 3 cars, the 20 car.
Charles Robertson getting back into the mix. Ooh, another big slide from Shane Posey and another big save from Shane Posey.
This one's
going to knock him out, though.
I feel like Shane has something that's just going underneath that car, but Jalen Battle getting out in front, but 20 car is going to be trying to track him down as he got past that 54
is out.
car. Ooh.
Shane Posey.
Oh. Interesting.
Interesting to me because of how low he was on the racetrack there. Let's take a look and see what happened. Is Posey, again, trying to recover? No,
I think it was an iRacing caution.
Oh. Yeah, no, he spins.
Yeah, it was iRacing caution.
Yeah. Spun on the racing line.
Oh, wow. That will do it.
It certainly will. Trying to get back onto the racetrack and...
So, that will end the stage, I believe.
Well, it is going to be close.
Or it might be a 1-lap shootout, depending on what they decide.
If no one's going to come into pit, I think this might be a quickie yellow. If not, then... Well, it looks like everyone's going to come into pit, which would lead me to believe that
Stage end?
Yeah, that would be the stage end. Because I can't see these guys,
Pitting like that.
yeah, coming into pit if the stage was going to continue. So it'll be Isaac Wilson who will be out in front. Robert Rowe in
New
the number
person.
50 will be second.
New person we're talking about. Haven't talked about Robert Rowe here tonight. 30 starts, 3 top 10s. That's not bad.
Not in the slightest. Is James Bowles also running out there in the third position? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back. You are watching the iSNF Cup Series right here on Sim Racing Media. Back here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Confirmation during the break, that was the stage break. So Jalen Battle is the Stage 2 winner. He will restart in 11th after coming down pit road. Top 7 did not come into pit under this most recent caution flag. However, they did come into pit under the previous caution flag back on lap 70, so they're not all that disadvantaged.
Ooh.
As it will be Isaac Wilson leading the field down. A lot of beating and banging up, especially on that outside line as everyone jockeying for position. Isaac Wilson gets a big restart, allows James Bowles to go through. Robert Rowe on the outside line is alone up on that high side.
And that's something that can be good or bad. You could have clean air there as, oh my god, that is a hornet's nest as 2 wide, 3 wide. Rhea coming into the mix. Rhea coming out of nowhere with her number 12 Menards machine, showing that, hey, I'm here. I'm going to try to make some moves.
Rhea Ferris, as high as she has been tonight, running in the 12th position. We were highlighting there the 23 of Michael Gervey. There he is on the outside line. Gervey restarted that second car on the outside row in 4th. He's fallen to 14th in just 2 laps here since we've gone back to green flag racing.
Yeah, but did he come down for tires? If he didn't and he's trying to save them for later, that might be why. As
only a couple laps difference between those tires is
true.
Gervey came into pit on lap 70. Everyone else that he's battling around came into pit on 77 as Isaac Wilson got loose coming out of turn 2, able to save the car. Loses the lead, but that will hand the lead over to James Bowles.
James Bowles in the 99 car getting a lap lead here at Las Vegas, Sin City here tonight. First lap lead, right, for James Bowles from correct?
First tonight. Joey Maines is the highest he's been in that number 42.
27 spots. Wow.
His Legacy Motorsports teammate there, Isaac Wilson, not having a good time of it. Caught the wall coming out of turn 2 on the outside. Now battling side by side with Cody McCorkle. That's for 12th.
Rhea Ferris up in 10th, battling for 10th right now. She is actually moving far up, I feel. She got them new shoes on that 12 Ford machine and showing that she can make those moves, but the 3 car trying to make the move back up there in the front after he got in the incident, didn't he?
No, he was one of those drivers that pit off cycle in the middle of the last stage.
Oh.
And now starting to work his way back up through the field. Up to 9th now is that 3 of Carr. Robert Rose still stuck on that outside line in the number 50. Daniel Solo, first time we've seen him up this high in the field. He was involved in that lap 2 incident in that number 24 Exalta machine. Now getting up into the top 5 is the Swedish native.
Yeah, as a hornet's nest behind them. 24 car, like you said, showing it up as that 50 car gets a little loose right there with that air coming off of that car.
I think that was a little less loose and more the 24 killed the run, and he was trying not to get in the back of him. As we're right on board here with Robert Rowe. Jalen Battle to the inside there, stage 2 winner, running in 6th position now. As Rowe holding that outside as he has done from the beginning of this stage. Started the stage in 2nd, currently running in 7th. See that 5 of Marcus Hagman right behind him.
Yes, sir. As side-by-side action between him and the car on the inside. Still running that outside line, trying to make it work. Will it continue working? Maybe. He is trying to get some of that clean air on his nose, but with the 2 cars in front of him going back, choosing from the high line and bottom line, he's not really getting some of that clean air that he's probably trying to hope for.
Saw how close he and the 3 got, getting a little bit higher now. That allows the 20 of Charles Robertson, the 3rd, to get through. And now the 50 really starting to fall back as Marcus Hagman makes his way through. Rhea Ferris, Cody McCorkle, and Rowe now outside of the top 10 as we have a big breakaway here at the front of this field. James Bowles down on the line. Joey Maines about a lane or so up. Joshua Grosso there as well. Brian Chu. 2 Gibbs cars, a Legacy, and a Trackhouse. 1.3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. There is Jalen Battle running in 5th. He's the first car in the second pack, and that second pack consists of about 15 cars. Jerry Parker at the back of that, as we see Franz Bertschneider in that number 9, running in a very enviable spot right now by himself. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a little bit of peace and quiet around this racetrack right now.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind that either, and that's probably what the leader is currently wanting. James Bull trying to get some peace and quiet as he is pulling away from the pack, so that leaves this pack a lot of work to do as Marcus Hagman runs high going into turns 3 and 4, trying to make something happen up there. Will it work?
Hagman been working his way up on that outside line. Michael Gervey, there you see him in the 23. Remember, we spoke about him earlier on. Started 4th in this stage, fell back to 14th. He's starting to work his way back up into the 13th position now. And here's Shane Posey. He's had 2 big slides. Once he was saved with the caution. The second time he was more or less saved with the caution. Unfortunately, he was the caution the second time.
Yeah, as he is on the back of Marcus Hagman, trying to make a move on his bumper, putting a lot of pressure on Marcus as, whew, like I said, on the bumper, in the wall. Is that a caution?
No, it's pretty far off the racing line.
I think that might...
No, we're going to stay green.
Whew.
Michael Gervey going around.
I have a feeling that definitely bent that toe link, so definitely going to take some time in that pit and go down laps down.
Let's take a look here. This is going into turn 1. It's going to get very tight off of turn 2 here. A little bit of a wiggle from the 23, gets loose, and then it looks like the 67 and the 5 made contact up top.
23 is probably not going to be happy about that at the end of the race. That's going to be interesting to look at.
Let's take a look here. This is, yep, there's the contact between the 67. See the 23 again, far enough off the racing line. iRacing will not throw a caution for a car that far down, as we do have a new leader, as Joshua Grosso has gotten out to the race lead.
Can I mention Brian Chu in second place? I know from the past couple races I've commentated on. Brian Chu's been working in the top 10. Been kind of messing with like the top 5, but this is the first time I've seen him as me being right here. So I'm gonna knock on wood when I say this. Give me 1 minute. Second place right now, battling it with James Bowles. Both of them are great people to work with. Both of them were on both camps before in the past. I think it was season 1 or season 2. Both of them were teammates as James Bowles taps the wall there.
Yep, Bowles with a big hit on the wall, as now Jalen Battle will get past his Trackhouse teammate. We showed Gabriel Sanchez in the number 48 a moment ago. Here's what happened with the 48. It's coming off of turn 4. Get me loose. Get me through the grass. Seen a couple of great saves tonight.
Yes, and those saves were great. Whenever you save your car, it's always a good feeling knowing, hey, I didn't go head on into that wall and my race isn't done. I know myself, I'm like, thank God, I can outlive another one, hopefully.
James Bowles getting very, very close to the wall. Once
I
again,
think he's
coming
getting
out
loose.
of turn 4. Bowles, one of those drivers that did not come into pit under the stage brake, so he is running a little bit less on the tires. There's the last pit stop for the top 5 drivers as they stand. Ryan Chu doing a very, very good job. Highest running of the drivers that did not pit under the stage break is that number 11.
Yes, sir. As 32 laps, around 32, 33 laps till end. Possible green flag stop maybe coming with Brian Chu, my bad, in second. Still rocking that 11 machine Mavis tires and brakes. I saw a car in the bottom, 54
Yep,
coming down.
Joshua Grosso coming in. Jalen Battle coming in.
Green flag runs possibly coming in early, so they possibly can stay out and stay up into those front positions, possibly.
This would put those guys, or should put them very, very close to being able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. Brian Chu, up here, the leader, came into pit on lap 70, as did James Bowles. He can make it the rest of the way if he were to pit now. So it's looking like this is the very beginning of that pit window, as we see Cody McCorkle in the 19 trying to get around Daniel Solo in the 24, and does successfully.
Yes, sir. As surprise, here's to see we have a couple other takers down pit lane. Marcus Hagman, Jalen's down pit lane. It looks like we only have currently 3 takers down pit lane, which is interesting.
Chris Van Maastricht working to the inside of Jerry Parker. This is for the 12th position. Jeff Wimmer in second place, that number 2, pardon me. So it looked like Masal catching the wall. Masal from...
As Brian Chu is actually your race leader, so he is getting some of those points, getting some of those bonus points for leading the laps, as like you're about to say.
Masal from Ahmednagar, India. One of 8 nations being represented here in the series this week. James Bowles coming in. Joey Mange, Jerry Parker. Gabriel Sanchez is in. Bert Schneider in and out. Brian Chu going to try to extend this as far as he can. I think he has. Here comes Chu.
Will he get, locks it up. Will he get a fresh set of shoes and a full tank of Go Fast fuel? We will see. But I have a feeling that will put Hagman and 54 car as leaders once everybody comes down pit lane, right?
Robertson right now is your race leader. I would not be surprised if Masal... Oh, wow. I'm more surprised that he didn't get a speeding penalty coming onto pit road than if he would have.
Now, the real question, though, is once everybody comes down pit road, who's going to come out first? I already have a feeling that the 50...
Yeah, Joshua Grosso right now would be the effective race leader. He's running in 10th right now, about 2 seconds ahead of Jalen Battle. There is Battle trying to get around the 67 of Posey. So this right here, the battle for 10th right now, is your battle. Well, now 9th as Shane Griffin in the 34 comes down pit road.
Yeah, as number 2 car is battling currently, the 38 car.
Chris Van Maastricht in the 38, taking the position away from Jeff Wimmer in the 2. As Charles Robertson currently showing the way, teammate Cody McCorkle comes down pit road.
Looks a little bit loose coming down that pit lane. I saw a little bit of wiggle out of that rear end when he came down there.
It's not easy getting off of that transition. So now Charles Robertson currently holds the race lead by 2 seconds over Jackson Carr. There he is. Carr is getting passed right now by Joshua Grosso. That's to get a lap back. Daniel Solo, as Carr looks as though he's going to be coming down pit road. He will. Hard slam off the banking. Daniel Solo, very, very interesting case, is that number 24. He last came into pit. Yeah, he last came into pit on lap 71.
That's interesting.
So he has gone a lot longer than what we would have expected with the drivers that came into pit on lap 70. As now he's getting passed up by Jalen Battle. Battle getting a lap back, and Battle, by the way, losing ground quite rapidly to Joshua Grosso. He's lost about 3/10 of a second since we last mentioned the gap. It was 1.8. It's now 2.1.
I have a feeling they are waiting to see if a possible late caution comes out to pit is what I think they're trying to wait for, but it might not happen.
Daniel Solo now comes in. So the assumption would be that Solo ran this car dry, which would mean about 120 for Robertson, Van Maastricht, Ariltson, as Jeff Wimmer in the 2 comes down pit road as well. So now the top 3 cars are the only 3 that have not come into pit, as Jalen Battle gets a lap back in that number 1.
Joshua Grosso might be taking the lead once everybody comes down pit lane, looks like.
It's the lap history between the 2. The red numbers down there on the bottom meaning Grosso was faster. The green numbers meaning Battle was faster. There's a lot more red on that graphic than there is green.
Yeah, but can I mention Brian Shu coming down 5 laps after Jalen and Joshua? Not many laps, but with those extra 5 laps that he might have on those less 5 laps on those tires, he might be able to catch up to them and pass both of them possibly.
Very
maybe.
Well could. Charles Robertson comes
Lights
down
it
pit
up.
road. Robertson gives away the race lead as Chris Van Maastricht will take over. Alexander Ariltson coming down pit road as well. Winner of stage 1, dominated the first, say, 3/8 of this race before getting involved in an incident that happened in front of him. And Chris Van Maastricht right now.
Still not coming down.
Yeah,
interesting.
No, the only one that has not yet. I cannot fathom a scenario where he would be trying to go on one stop here. I think he's just trying to minimize how long he has to stay in pit road at this point.
I wonder.
Oh, here he comes down.
77. Okay, I was about to say.
So that will hand the lead of the race over to Joshua Grosso, who's 14 seconds behind right now. Nice little battle for position here as Joey Maines up against the wall, battling with James Bowles. Bowles on the bottom. Maines on top. Still can't quite get away. Cody McCorkle and Masal battling for fourth, pardon me.
Not many battles out here, though.
Bowles. Contact with the 42. Looked like netcode contact, but very, very good from James Bowles to keep that car under him.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That was some interesting driving by that number 99 car. Saves it and keeps on going. 7th place Bowles is. Not too shabby, up 1 spot from where he started. He's not doing too bad.
No, he is not, Ben, and that's... I'll tell you what, I'd rather lose a second of on-track time than lose my race car, and Bowles did a very, very good job to keep that car under him there, as here is, once again, the battle for the race lead. There is Joshua Grosso, second car on your screen. There he is at Monster Energy number 54. Jalen Battle is the car directly behind him.
Now, look out. Brian Chu is closing the gap. He is about 4.5 seconds back from Jalen. Not 4.5 seconds. About 3. But 4.5 seconds back from Joshua. I have a feeling he might catch them. But he has about 10 laps to do that.
He's closing in by about 0.2 of a second a lap.
So,
Is Brian Chu. Good news for Chu is he has nobody in front of him right now. Bad news is, though, there's a lot of traffic between himself and Jalen Battle that he's going to have to get through in order to get up to position. More bad news for Brian Chu. Cody McCorkle is flying right now. While Chu might be 0.2 faster than Grosso and Battle, McCorkle is 0.2 faster than Chu. So that 19 is flying.
yeah. As we are working at almost 10 laps to go till race end. Not many battles out here tonight with that green, not tonight at least, right now with that green flag stop happening, that spread out the field. We don't really have many battles going on right now.
No, we do not. We do have one here. Oh, this is a
Oh!
Jeez.
Okay,
Yeah, way to...
as I was just talking, okay.
This Gabriel
Way
Sanchez.
to go, Emily.
Oh. Wow, way to look at the 20 into the wall. 23 around. Caution's going to come out.
I
Wow.
swear, I didn't say anything. No broadcasters cursed, I swear. I didn't say, nope, I didn't say that. Wow.
Charles Robertson had just come down pit road about 7 laps ago, trying to battle with Michael Gervey in the 23, trying to split the middle, and it did not work.
So, broadcaster first? Question mark?
There's the 9 also catching a piece of it as well.
That was a hard hit.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there. See it again. The 20 is going to get one heck of a run here. Watch the run that this 20 is going to get. This is the lap prior. Just to show you the pace that Robertson has had on this group. 23's out in front of it. 17, 48. They're battling for position, by the way, the 17 and 48. This is where we picked it up. And the 20 is going to see a gap, go for it, and not be able to hold it.
That was a lot of momentum that 20 car was carrying into turns 3 and 4. Oh.
It's that little twitch, and everybody comes down pit road, 4 tires and fuel.
And this is going to shake up the field. Allows up.
Wow.
Harsh Masal. First one to get out of pit lane. going to be leading his first lap of the race here tonight. Okay.
Masal wins the race off of pit road on a 2-tire stop. Jalen Battle, 14.8 seconds, 4 tires for him. Daniel Solo, a 2-tire stop for him in the 24. And what did it for Joshua Grosso? 18.3 seconds in the box. So that would have been 4 tires, fuel, and damage repair on that number 54. And unfortunately for him, it might just cost him this race.
Ryan Chu, a 1480 for a pit time, so four fresh shoes, I believe, and a tank of Sunoco racing fuel to get him to the end, even though we all know everybody can make it. As of now, with 8 laps to go, more like 5, right? Once we come back, it'll be a 5-lap shootout. It's gonna definitely shake things up here, as 5 laps to go, roughly. Wow, this race has gone by fast. Seems like we just started it, doesn't it?
Yeah, just about. Robert Rowe will be getting a free pass, as will the 31 of Heiko Muller. And for Muller, it has been a long race for him, running in 26th position. Was a part of that incident back on lap 2. And credit to him for sticking it out as long as he has. He's going to come down pit road now to waive the free pass. The 10 car of Jared McCauley will also be getting a free pass, as will Alexander Arilton. We will go green. 6 laps to go, with Harsh Masal out in front on 2 tires. You're going to have 2 tires on the first 2 rows on the inside line. 4 tires everywhere else. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Jackson Carr in the 3. He took 2 tires as well. 3rd car on the outside.
Yeah, Brian Chu in, what is that, 5th position?
Mm-hmm.
I know we're not supposed to have favorite drivers, right? But
completely biased.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I mean completely unbiased. My apologies.
Yeah. That one.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's not like I definitely don't own a Camry IRL. I don't. No. Yeah, no, definitely not. As we get ready to restack them, it goes. Let's get ready to restack them, rack them. Pace car lights are off, coming out of turn 4. Pace car jumps down. 41 has a trigger. Geico restart zone and green flag. Here we go. 6 laps to go. 41 car gets a huge gap. Checkups behind the field. Wow. Hornet's Nest. 54 car trying to make moves. 24 car is making moves.
Masal
trying to get
pushed
the first.
too hard. Caution's going to come out, though. Caution in the back.
Ooh.
That caution is going to be a savior for that number 41. He gets a chance to reset.
So, do we want to talk about green and white checkers?
I think, like I said, we would cross that bridge when we got to it, and I think we've gotten to it now. As we'll take a look and see here what happened with Gabriel Sanchez. We'll do this off of the restart here. So there is Sanchez, and that ally number 48.
Curious on what happened.
Looks like a fairly innocent start here, and
Ooh,
Rhea
just
comes up off the bottom.
Rhea just tapped him a little and got him loose. Unfortunate night for the 48 car. Don't know if he'll be able to finish it.
But this is what I was referring to a moment ago with Masal. Coming off of turn 2, Masal is going to push up and catch the wall hard right there. And right as he did, right before he was about to get past, the caution came out.
Yeah, that is definitely saved him. So this is gonna count as one of our green-white checkers. It's not gonna be a natural.
No, this will be the first of 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. So we will take the green flag. If we get the caution flag before we get the white flag, we will re-rack and do it again. If we get the white flag, the next flag will end the race, whether it is checkered or white or yellow. Does not matter once we get the white flag.
Yes, sir. As we get ready, about to be an amazing 3-lap shootout between all of these drivers. Expecting them to run pretty hard for these last 3 laps, don't you?
And this is... I'm not quite sure how to feel if I'm Masal, because
yeah,
now the last restart... Well, let's start with the positives here. Positives now, instead of having to hold them off for 6 laps, you only have to hold them off for 2. So there's a plus there. The downside is you don't have a 2-tire car of Daniel Solo behind you on the restart anymore. He's going to be next to you. Which, I mean, I guess you could also see as a plus, because if he spins the tires, that slows up the next lane. So that depends on how you see that.
Yeah.
But the bad definitely is he slapped that wall really hard and has not gotten a chance to run at pace with that damage yet. So he's going to be sailing off into turns 1 and 2 with a completely unknown condition of his race car.
Yeah, and having an unknown condition of how your race car can go into these turns, it could just go straight into that turn and not be able to move just because of how much you hit that car. Like, I'm going to circle back to what I mentioned earlier in the race. If you hit that right side of that car, or even it could be left side, right? If you hit that, you can knock out that toe link. iRacing implemented a while back ago, I guess, now, even though it feels like yesterday for me, progressive damage to that toe link. If you keep on, like, sliding against that wall, if you keep on tapping it, that toe link will just go snap, and you're out of luck, really, at that point.
Well, it is Sin City. It is the Sin City 250.
Touche.
Masal is going to need all of the luck that he can get on this restart as he elects the inside lane for what will be the first of 3 potential green-white checkered attempts. Daniel Solo on 2 tires on the outside. Jalen Battle and Joshua Grosso on fresh tires will line up behind. Brian Chu on 4 tires and Jackson Carr on 2 will be row 3. Oh, it's about to get wild.
Yes.
It's about to get tense.
Ooh. I just want to sit back and watch this. But
More than welcome to, as
knowing how they like to be on their last 3 laps, they like to make it interesting is all I'm about to say. Y'all about to have an interesting race. As would you like me to do it, or you do it?
I'll take it as
okay.
Masal Getting set, looking for a good restart. Green flag is in the air. He got one bit of what he needed. Daniel Solo did not have a good restart at all in that outside lane. Jalen Battle, though, keeps up with him. Battle looking to the outside as Solo pushes that outside line back. Masal keeping hold of that bottom lane. Battle goes a little bit lower. Masal's going to be able to block him. There goes Battle to the outside. White flag looks like it's going to come out.
I don't.
There it goes. White flag in the air.
Oh my lord. Here we go. 2 wide action for second. First and second. We don't know who's going to be.
Oh,
They're both side by side.
Reckon in the back. The 5 of Hagman is now Battle. Gets out in front. Masal pushing Daniel Solo up to the outside. Here comes Joshua Grosso on the bottom. They're going to slide. Big slide from Battle. It's going to be Daniel Solo winning.
Oh my, I did not see that coming. Wow.
What in the world happened to Jalen Battle? He was out on his own.
I think we need to rewatch that. Oh. That was a lot that happened.
Daniel Solo wins the race. Joshua Grosso, Jackson Carr. Your top 3. Jalen Battle goes from what looked like a sure win to 4th.
So, I feel like we should rewatch that really quick after he's done burning it down.
I'm stunned. This is the final lap in its entirety. There's Battle to the outside.
I was baffled. How
So Battle's going to take the lead here.
wrecking in the back.
Yep, they're going to wreck. The 5 car is going to wreck in the back. No consequence there. Then the 41 and there's the 54 gets through. Oh, Jalen Battle. Oh no, did his wheel disconnect?
Oh my god, that is whole.
If he had a hardware issue, it looks like a flat tire, but his tires were brand new. He wouldn't have run over anything.
Oh, wow.
Let's go on board with Battle to see what happened because no one was near him. Watch the hands. Actually, you know what? Better view would probably be this one here. Watch the wheel. His wheel disconnected.
Oh my god. I would be livid if that happened to me. Oh my god.
And you can see it's still sitting straight. He hasn't gotten it back yet.
Poor Jalen.
Jalen Battle had that race won had it not been for that hardware issue. Oh no. But in any event, it's a race win for the Hendrick Motorsports number 24. Emily, you are with Daniel Solo.
Danny Solo. Wow. Last lap craziness like always when there is 2 to go on that restart. What was going through your mind on those last 3 laps, 2 laps, when y'all were side by side, 3 side, like, what was going on? That was a lot to digest.
I don't know. A lot happened there. My first idea was to not mess up the restart, which I did. But I kept the 3rd position, and then I guess they were just battling really hard. And well, I was really happy coming out of 4 with a P2, and then yeah.
Yeah, P1, here I come, right?
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna pass him before the line, but I don't know what happened to him. That was all Jalen's win, but I'll take it.
Yeah, no, from what we saw, Jalen looked like he possibly had hardware issues, sadly, but great win. Coming home in first place here tonight, definitely getting those points in. What
Yeah.
was your strategy here tonight?
I didn't have much of a strategy. Just I for the first stage, I had no idea what fuel was like. So I was hoping everyone would have to stop for fuel, but that didn't happen. So I was stuck a lap down for a while, and then for that late race caution, I just sent it taking right side tires only. So that jumped me like 5 spots or something, which was enough, obviously.
Yeah, crazy to think going from one lap down to winning the race. Wow. Frank, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, Daniel. Hello, first time, long time.
Been a
Going
while.
into going into Homestead next week, you're locked into the playoffs. What are your thoughts, feelings, and how has that changed Homestead for you for next week?
Not much has changed. I've pretty much seen me as locked into the playoffs for a few races now. Just steady points and I'll be there. So I guess this just means I can do a bit whatever. Um, try some things and different strategies and see what works out and just have fun, I guess.
All right, anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Of course, my boys in Alcantech always being there, and HMS teammates for having a good chit chat during some cautions here and there, and you guys for putting on a good show.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Your race winner here tonight, Daniel Solo. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm still stunned with what we saw
Yeah.
here on on this lap, the last couple laps here.
They are in
I have them.
the
Yeah, I know. I have them in.
Xfinity.
Yeah, I have them in the wrong one. All right, here. Let's. All right, so
Hold
now
on,
we'll move to our second place finisher here, Joshua Grosso. Josh, what a run! You got a great run coming off of turn 4 there on that final lap. How did you set that move up?
I think I was just kind of placed because I saw one car go in solely, so they were gonna check up, so I had to move back to the bottom. Um, it was just kind of placing my car in the right spot. I know I did kind of drift up into the 41 at the end, and then we got stuck together. So I wanted to apologize, Brian, if you're watching the broadcast. Kind of got stuck together and launched him up. I think if we didn't get stuck together, it would have been okay, but kind of disappointing.
Now, I'm assuming the long final pit stop there was to repair damage. Was there any thought of possibly taking just 2 tires there to try to mitigate how much time you'd lose, or was 4 the only option there?
I actually forgot to turn off auto fuel at the end, so I had to put a little bit more fuel in for safety for green white checkered. So that was what that was. I was always going to take 4 there.
We go into Homestead Miami Speedway next week. What are your thoughts going into that race? Only a couple more races before the playoffs, trying to get yourself set up to go.
Just go and have some fun and get some decent finishes. It's not my least favorite track. It's not my favorite track. Just go and have some fun.
All right. Any shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Angel, I know he crashed fairly early in the race, so I think he would have been up there for the win if he hadn't.
All right. There he is, your second place finisher tonight, Joshua Grosso. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
And now that will bring up our third place finisher, Jackson Carr. Jackson Carr in today, subbing for Linus Brostrom. A wild last lap. What did you see from your perspective on that final lap?
Chaos, honestly. I'd been in a similar situation at Charlotte in another race, so it's soon as I saw Michael go down, I kind of knew something was going to happen there because he just too tight off of four. Uh, Mickey, P3, I was a fifth place car all race. I feel bad for whoever the one is. I don't know. Apparently, looking at his in car, his wheel disconnected.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. It's top five. Wasn't deserved. I'll definitely work on it for Homestead because this was kind of embarrassing. I'm not used to being that much off the pace and having to try that hard just for a P5 settlement.
What line did you feel as though worked a little bit better tonight? I mean, we've seen and we talked about it a lot during the race. The official races seem to have more of a bottom line feel, but we saw a lot of guys here able to run the top line with success. Which line do you think held a little bit better tonight?
I think if you're defending, you go to the second lane. I kept the first lane the whole time. I found that I got loose over the long run, so I was really slow mid-run. I was all right at the start. I was pretty slow mid-run, but I picked it up when the car really got loose at the end. So running the bottom for me, I'm always just kind of prefer the bottom or rip the absolute wall. So I've never been kind of a middle groove driver. So everybody was running up there. I thought, may as well run the bottom, get some clean air. I felt like nobody could really get to the seam as well as I could, or the apron, whatever, wanted to. So, I mean, it worked for me for a little bit, but I just couldn't pass. It's kind of a one-lane bottom. You can run the second lane, but I felt like it burns your tires. Some people liked it up there. I don't know. I don't really like this style of racing.
Now we go to Homestead Miami Speedway. You already touched on a little bit what you think you need to adjust on before heading to Homestead next week. What other goals or plans do you have for Homestead next week?
My plan for Homestead, and I said this to Joshua in the briefing room, I'm going to rip the wall the whole race. I'm going to be 2 tenths slower than everybody else, and I'm just going to enjoy myself. That's the plan.
Fair enough. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to my dad for this Moza wheel. Shout out Receptive Sound. Patrick is letting me use his car while mine is currently unavailable. So PBR, everybody over there in Burnt Rubber Racing, and everybody in the kind of BC I was in all race, they keep it entertaining.
All right, Jackson, congratulations. Your third place finisher tonight, Jackson Carr.
Thank you.
Emily, I'm not going to lie, I'm still shocked from what we saw with what happened with Jalen Battle. I mean, if I were him, I would have had iRacing uninstalled. I would have had my wheel out the window already. I just cannot believe that close to the finish. If it would have gone out like a tenth of a second later, he might have been able to get across the line. But man, just what a heartbreaking end to this race for the one.
Yeah, I'm still processing it as we're still talking. He still comes back in fourth though, so it's not first, second, or third, but at least he didn't finish as a DNF though.
Yeah, absolutely, momentum would have certainly taken him across the line. Let's take a look at the finishing results here for tonight's race. Daniel Solo coming away with his first win of the season here in the iSNF Cup Series. Joshua Grosso, Jackson Carr, we've heard from them. Jalen Battle, just again a heartbreaking finish for him. James Bowles gets both Trackhouse cars inside of the top 5. Cody McCorkle, Joey Mange, Jerry Parker, Jeff Wimmer, and Brian Chu, your top 10. Casey Tomlinson, Rhea Ferris, Alexander Arilson, Chris Van Maastricht, and Franz Birchschneider coming home in the top 15. Robert Rowe, Shane Posey, Marcus Hagman. Harsh Masal goes from a possible second to 19th, and Shane Griffin rounding out the top 20. Jared McCauley, Chris Smith, Gabriel Sanchez, Charles Robertson, and Michael Gervey, the top 25. Hiko Muller, Bob Wyckoff, Christian Delgado, Isaac Wilson, and Angel Hernandez, your top 30. Lenny Schneebel, Jonas Skoglund, William Britton, and Rosa Laszlo in 34th position, rounding out the field. Thank you all very much for joining us here tonight from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Sin City 250 here tonight. Just 3 more races to go before the playoffs here in the iSNF NextGen Cup Series season before we get into the playoffs. Want to remind everybody that coming up in about an hour or so will be a very, very special event. It'll be our tribute to our late broadcasting partner, Tony Trapasso, again, who passed away about a month and a half ago at this point. That will be coming up in about an hour or so please join in for that. Until then, thank you all very much for watching, and as you walk down the road of life, please do not play in traffic. Good night, everybody.